Thank you to our sponsor for Season 2, Punto Space. The contemporary raw space combines capacity with intimacy. Four distinct spaces on three levels encompass more than 3,500 square feet. Custom configurations, a state of the art audio-visual system, and full service support provide endless possibilities for realizing your creative vision. Welcome to Currency Shift, the podcast where we showcase and share insights from first, only, and the disruptive. These are people who are creating new lanes and carving new paths for women, people of color, and diversity and inclusion. My name is Sade Simone. Let's get started. All right, we have Frandy and Phil in the house. Cheers to you, gentlemen. Cheers.
Cheers.
It has been a crazy morning, but I'm excited to have two of the brunch kings in the building today. One from Jersey, holding it down, brunches in Jersey, and then another one, brunches in all over New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn, everywhere. He's taking over. Could you guys do me a favor and just introduce yourself to the people?
All right, my name is Frandy Napoleon. I'm the founder of the alumni group. We host brunch parties, happy hours throughout New York City, but predominantly in Harlem.
My name is Phil Taylor. I'm the founder of Phil and the Brunch, and I predominantly do brunches in New Jersey, as well as New York and Washington, D.C.
Nice. So let's talk about how you all even got together and started this whole brunch conglomerate that you all have. Tell the people a little bit about how you all met and how you started to move forward with doing brunches.
Well, Phil and I met each other through the fraternity. We happen to be brothers.
What's the fraternity?
Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Shout out to the Sigmas.
Yeah, we both became members of the same organization the same year and semester, fall 2004. And that was a very good year for
Very
Sigma.
good year.
I mean, we were just, Fall 04 was just a very tight-knit line. I mean, not line, but semester and year, because we all, every time we would come across each other, someone who joined the organization or any organization for that matter, in that same semester and year, it was just automatic camaraderie.
Yeah, that
and
bond was different.
Yeah, it was.
Very
We
different.
just clicked automatically. So that's kind of what happened with Phil. Like, I had met another brother from Phil's chapter, Yard, and I got cool with him. And so when I met Phil for the first time in New York, it was just immediate connection. So we just stayed cool. So I guess I'll pass it over to Phil.
Yeah, and then, just throughout the frat and years of fraternizing and bonding and traveling and stuff like that, Frandy would come down to Virginia State. I would come to New York, hang out. Even after we graduated college, big events, we would catch up with each other, things of that nature. And Frandy was doing the brunches before me, and I decided to make a phone call one day and be his apprentice, learn the game, 9 months, and then bring that brand back to Jersey in my own way.
That's a lot of discipline, too, to work under or essentially shadow your frat brother while he's building the empire and learning how to do that. That's a really good use of your relationships and your networking.
Yes.
Talk to us about, go ahead.
Oh, to continue on with your question, so how we came about to doing brunches. So all the good bottomless brunches used to be downtown, like in the Village area around the NYU area. And, Phil and I, we have close ties to D.C., Jersey, Virginia, all of that. So in D.C., they go hard with the brunches. D.C., is the epitome of turn-up brunches.
Absolutely.
So we noticed that there wasn't really much of that in New York City. So, I kind of took it upon myself to task myself to try and bring that whole energy and vibe to New York. So, I was fortunate to be connected to a venue, Harlem Barbecue, at the time. And, they took a chance on it, and I started doing the brunches there. And people were all in. People wanted to do it, and the bottomless brunches just took off from there.
Nice.
And then you said that you were working security beforehand.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know. I was working at the clubs overnight, and it just got old. And one night it was slow, and I was sitting there thinking, like, this just isn't for me anymore. And being that me and Frandy are cool, friends and frat brothers, in the past he would say, hey, look, maybe you can make this brunch or, post a flyer for me, show love. That's my brother, so I didn't have a problem with that. And I was talking to one of the guys I was doing security with, and I said, I know just a person that I'm going to call, because in Jersey, that turn up brunch and the vibe that DC has or Harlem has, what he was doing there in Midtown, we just didn't have it. So I wanted to bring that experience there. And the next morning, I was on the phone with him. And it was just, sure, you can come on. And I told him what I wanted to do. And it was just a hit ever since, And then eventually we took over Angel Harlem. Every first Saturday, like you said, we weren't even eating. We just standing around making sure everybody else was good. The place was just packed.
Place was so rammed we couldn't even eat brunch ourselves.
Packed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I remember that. Angela Harlem is like you're drinking, eating, and dancing all at the same time.
That's it.
I remember reading one of the Yelp reviews. Someone was like, "Don't come to this brunch if you only go to this brunch if you want somebody twerking next to your chicken and waffles." And I was like, "That sounds like a lit brunch. That's not a bad. It's not a bad review."
So brunches are always fun. They're a good time. I'm thankful that you all got together in the first place and then brought that whole energy and vibe to New York. But I'm curious to know is how do you handle the difficult situations when it comes to brunching? Because you're dealing with the restaurant owners, you're dealing with the people. Like, how do you all manage that?
It's tough. You're right in the middle. You have to. Customer service is number one. If that person's not satisfied, they're not coming back. They also tell people their dissatisfaction. As far as the owners, it's pressure to bring a good event, to bring good business financially,
yes,
as well as socially. You don't want people obviously hanging from the chandeliers and stuff like that. But you're right in the middle, so it could be tough, but it's manageable. But there's issues that you're going to deal with on both sides.
It's very challenging. I mean, I come from an account management background, so I'm very big on customer service and when the venue isn't up to par or functioning the way they should, I usually task myself with getting on them to make sure that they get it together. I had a venue. They thought it was okay to serve people mimosas in plastic cups, and I had to go in on them. I'm like, no, not my crowd. No, this can't happen. So I developed the reputation of being a bad guy with the venue, but it was only right. The amount of money that's coming in there, you gotta get it together.
Absolutely.
So
we had to be the ones to apologize to the customer for that. They're not going to have a conversation with the owner.
Yeah.
They're going to look for the person who's actually holding the event there. So with that quality and that reputation.
And if it doesn't work out, we leave. Phil and I could tell you, there was a venue, one of the venues that was mentioned earlier in this discussion where, they had a issue where there was accusations of discrimination against black women. And unfortunately, we had to cut ties to the venue. But, poor appreciation to our clientele, or mistreatment of our clientele. We have no problem getting up and relocating the event to a place that appreciates our dollars.
No problem at all. Even if the service is not up to par. If we tell the venue this is how many people is coming and then they're not staffed properly or prepared for that, it's not a good thing. One of the things that makes brunch and day parties so successful is that you're incorporating good food, good drinks, and good music, versus you going out at a nightclub, you just, you're standing around unless you have a VIP or you're just having drinks. And so it's like, you're going out trying to have a good time, but it's different. But when you got good good food makes everybody happy.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Good service, too, because good service could turn a good time into a disaster, Yeah. And people always remember horrible service, and they will not come back. I mean, no matter who the promoter is, you could be the most lit promoter. That person has a a horrible experience, they're not coming back.
They're not.
I have a venue where people have had numerous bad experiences, and no matter how cool I am, how much they like me, they're like, "Yo, friend, I just can't do it." Nah.
Yeah. That's interesting that you guys are really, really adamant about great customer service and really making sure that your guests have a good time. I really like the fact that I've gone to a few of the brunches that you guys have thrown together and then solo, and I've always had a good time. It's always a good DJ, always good vibes, always good music. But my question for you is, you all are doing a lot, like separately, right? You guys both have full-time jobs. You both have, this is essentially like side money that comes in. And then you have your relationships, you have your family. How do you juggle all of that along with your mental health?
One, you got to be organized.
Right.
You know, that's the first thing is organization. With me, I know that with my calendar, my planner, my events, you know, I try to schedule and space things out, but also try to create that downtime for myself. You know, that's very important. It can be a lot to manage.
Yeah, I definitely try to take, you know, sanity days for myself, you know, between juggling a 9 to 5 and the side hustle. You know, I definitely need like a day or two to myself. There are times where I just spend the entire weekend just chilling in the crib and doing absolutely nothing. And it's the most amazing thing.
Luxury.
It's the best time. I definitely need to do that. But, you know, my professional background and being in account management is kind of like allowed me to deal with pressure a lot more. So I'm constantly dealing with like software not functioning properly and having to, you know, put out fires. So I guess, you know, my professional background does help me manage the side hustle a lot better.
Yeah, mine too. Just in a different way. Just working with high school kids, you just have to have a lot of patience, you know, and then coaching and preparing for a game and strategies and, you know, not trying to expect the unexpected in a sense, you know, dealing with the business. It could be, you know, large groups running late or, you know, we're about to be at capacity, sold out, just dealing with different issues or the service is not there. But I try to do as much planning and preparation as possible to avoid hiccups. And then just, you know, as far as downtime, going to the gym, working out, that's kind of like my sanity. Playing ball when I can is my sanity. Come down to my crib and chill out in the man cave and just kick my feet up on the couch, you know, watching a movie, something like that. You know, that's
the gym is my therapy as well. And also, I gotta say, a wise person kind of told me that you need to learn how to say no more, and I've learned that, and that's key. Like being like yesterday was beautiful, and I was taking a sanity day. And everybody was like, "Yo, I want to go outside. Let's go out. Let's do some stuff." And I was like, "Nope, nope, staying home."
That's good. That's really important, being able to say no. A lot of people have trouble with that, especially in this social media focused world that we live in. It's the 24/7 world. So the whole focus behind Currency Shift is we interview first, only, and disruptive. And I look at you all as two really disruptive black men who are just doing your thing out here when it comes to brunching, but also with your fraternity and as just good human beings. What we like to focus on and the premise behind it is we talk about social currency. So social currency is building social networks to gain access, influence, resources, and networking in the digital space that affects a person online and offline. So for you all, how vital is social media in your everyday encounters and for your business?
Extremely vital. I mean, you know, thank God for these platforms that give you direct, you know, market to consumer, you know, advertising opportunities. You know, just putting frequent content, you know, people know to tune in to the alumni group IG page to keep up with brunches. You know, we're on a timetable as far as, you know, when we release content on there, and people are always in the DMs like, "Yo, trying to celebrate our birthday. You know, can we? What themes you have going on? What brunches you have going on these days?" So, you know, social media has been major in what we do.
It's crucial because people can see what they're going to attend. People can visualize what they're looking for. Social media is strategic. My Feeling the Brunch page is very, very strategic. What I post, the time that I post, using business strategies now. My website sits in my bio. My get tickets option for my Eventbrite is tied into my homepage. Facebook, these platforms are now reaching mass people that I might not know or have access to. And it helps me to expand the brand. So I would say social media is crucial. Even if a person misses the event, they can still go on my page and see how it was, and then they'll say, you know what, I got to go to the next one.
Creating FOMO.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So thanks to social media, I'm branching out to California next week. I'm doing my first brunch in LA. And the reception has been amazing, and it's all through social media, so.
Because they can see what you all have done in the past, and they can kind of get a good feel of what the brunch is going to be like.
It's very strategic, even with hashtags. I could say, I could post tomorrow that I'm going to be in D.C. I could use the hashtag, D.C. And all the popular hashtags out there, and then people will see it and then come.
Okay. Yeah, so I love the fact that you all are saying that social media is a huge part of your business brand, but what about your personal brand? Do you guys separate Phil from Feeling the Brunch? Do you separate Frandy from the alumni group? Do you have your own individual personalities outside of the brunches?
Yeah, yes, I do. I'm a fan of the ratchet. My personality is not as my 9-to-5 personality and my off 9-to-5 personality, apples and oranges. So like some of the stuff that I find entertaining and humorous is what's displayed on my social media page, my personal social media page, versus what's on the alumni group. Alumni group kind of keep it brunch friendly and but on my page it's like memes and videos that I find entertaining, and I try to separate the two because, there's a lot of sensitive people out there, and some of the things that I may post may not translate well to other people. So, I have my own page, so people know this is Ratchet Frandy, take it or leave it, unfollow me, but
still come out to my brunch.
Yeah, still come out to my brunch. But if you just brunches and clean content, then you follow the alumni group page.
Absolutely, I see both. So 1 minute I'm laughing, the next minute I'm like, okay, he's got a brunch. It's the unique thing about Feeling the Brunch is that it's spelled like my first name. So I have the capability of being personal and business at the same time. Most of the time on the Feeling the Brunch page is strictly business. When I'm having events, recaps, upcoming things. But what Feeling the Brunch page allows me to do is, a lot of people know me from the business and the brand and when I'm having events, but I could also strategically and sporadically put little pieces of myself out there. I don't really post myself too much on my page, but, I do every now and then so people know, hey, I'm a real person, you know? And so it could be, I put up a picture of me in the old school, or it could be, it's my mom's birthday, or it's Father's Day, or, things of that nature, or something that I might have accomplished recently, and I might put it up there, and people can say, oh, wow, I didn't know that he did this or he did that, So, just one time I did I had a big brunch in March called Made in March, brunch and day party. I was at my friend's clothing store, and I did a promo drop at the store, and I had on one of his hoodies, and then people was in my DMs like, oh my gosh, I never saw you in regular clothes before. you always have on a tux, you always have on a blazer, you always dressed up. And she's like, the first time I ever saw you in a hoodie, and I'm like, I see myself in a hoodie every day, but you never know how people see
or perceive you.
Yeah. So with the Feeling the Brunch, it's mostly business, but strategically put out personal stuff so people can still have some familiarity with me. So.
Got it. And I love the story of you all meeting through your fraternal bond, but then maintaining that relationship outside of college and outside of the university and promotions to really help each other grow these businesses. So of everything that you've learned on your journey from back then to meeting and becoming essentially adjacent business partners to everything now, what would be one piece of advice that you would put on a Post-it for someone else to read? Just one piece of advice.
It'll be a little long-winded, right? Because, it's funny, I was having this discussion on my lift here. I feel like some of us are guarded, right? We don't really like to let others in to what we have. And I feel like we need to let our guards down a little bit more and let others in, because they might be bringing a different perspective to what you've got going on, and it could help grow whatever you have going on, whether it's a business, whether it's the brunches. Because I was doing all right in Harlem, right? But I was like, yo, Phil's my dude, one. And two, I would love to have his energy involved with what I do, because it's a different perspective, and I've been better because of it, and both of our brands have been better and stronger because of it. So,
Absolutely.
We have that fraternal bond, but I just say to anyone out there, be a little bit more open-minded and not so guarded to let others in, because if that person could bring some new energy and kind of help catapult your brand, I mean, it's all for the better for everyone. Everyone can eat. There's dollars out there for all of us, right?
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that, he did with me. But definitely, you never know what somebody else can bring to the table, what new ideas, new branding strategies, and things like that. Also, just for a person just getting into the game for the first time, I would say start out small. I would. When I first started doing Phil in the Brunch, it was just a hashtag that I wanted people to post when they were taking pictures at the events, until I felt like it was a time where I could at least, I could do an Instagram page, and then just strategically started putting certain things in play. But he's absolutely correct about that. I have somebody who I'm working with on one of my upcoming brunches. I was a little hesitant at first, but I saw some things that he was doing that I wasn't. I was like, oh wow, that's a good idea. That's a unique idea, and it adds to the brand and makes it better.
And I agree with him on starting small, because it's funny. Like I went and checked out a Williamsburg venue, and the spot was fairly small, and I was cool with doing the venue. People were like, nah, man, like you would swallow your crowd would swallow this place, but I still think small. Like, I'm still down to do a spot that holds like 60, 70 people, even though like I could get a place like Mist Harlem packed and rocking, but I still am humble where I could do a 50, 60 person venue,
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I feel the same way. Intimate events are good. They're good for the brand. It keeps you level. You can kind of interact with people more, and even if it's a small number, 60, 75 people, those people are go back and come back with more.
Yeah, they're more
people.
attached to you because they get to hear you and speak with you.
And I started at Harlem Barbecue, so I stay humble. I stay humble.
My first Jersey brunch was at the Gavelstone, so it was like it was small,
So this is the best part of the show to me, because I get to have fun with this. This is the speed round. It lasts about a minute. What I'm going to do is just ask you random questions, and you just got to, hot fire. You got to be like Dylan. Spit hot fire real quick.
I always love this part of the podcast. I definitely do.
All right. What gets you out of bed?
Work.
Money.
What's your favorite band or group or artist?
I'm a Dave Matthews Band fan, as corny as that sounds.
Oh, man, favorite artist. I still like Jim Jones, to be honest with you.
Okay. Favorite drink?
Shoot, I can't remember it. Gold Peak green tea.
Okay, that's really
favorite.
specific.
Yeah.
All right.
That is specific. I like the lemonade iced tea from Snapple.
You guys are really particular. Role models.
My parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Shoot, I failed the speed round because I can't. Shoot, my mom. Yeah.
Luxury item.
that we want or that we have?
Whatever comes to mind. Luxury item.
Let me tell you something. I want that Mercedes-Benz S-Series AMG, white, wrapped. Think about 200,000. It's crazy.
Luxury item for me would be owning my own apartment in New York City.
All right, got it. I like how specific you all are with this. Favorite food?
Where do I start?
Smothered chicken with mac and cheese.
Oh, man.
Really? That's your favorite?
Amy Roofs. I love Amy Roofs. That's my guilty pleasure.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it short, but it's definitely fried chicken, mac and cheese, and collard greens.
Okay.
Cornbread on the side.
Can't forget the collard greens with cornbread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite country to visit?
Jamaica.
Haiti. I'm doing my first trip to Haiti in December.
And that's your background, Haitian,
Yeah,
right?
I'm Haitian.
All right. Best way to give back?
Well, okay, I didn't get to touch on this, but this might be a long-winded answer. But I give back through these brunches. Some of the venues, like, I don't even charge them, and I just like give back that way by helping some of them stay open. I mean, having a small business in New York City is tough. So, there's a philanthropic aspect to what I do as well. La Avenida, for example.
Yeah. Working with children, working with kids, coaching, keeping them off the street, showing them what the world has to offer, which is bigger than, what their city is and the opportunities that they can grasp.
Retirement place?
Maybe Haiti.
Okay.
I don't want to say cliche, but probably Atlanta.
Atlanta. All right. Cartoon?
Favorite cartoon?
Yeah.
Throwback Thundercats.
I'm going to have to go with Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
Absolutely.
Drama?
As a TV show?
Whatever comes to mind. Drama?
Power.
Power?
Absolutely.
Game of Thrones right now.
GOT? Comedy?
Martin.
Oh, I gotta say Martin too.
All right. And then what is happiness?
Happiness to me right now is having days like yesterday where I just veg out and just like do absolutely nothing and just clear my mind. Vacation is happiness sometimes.
Yeah. Family, love, vacation.
All right, perfect. This has been fun. I love the fact that you all are together. You guys are doing your thing. Definitely fully support both of you all in your endeavors. Is there anything else you would like the listeners to know?
Thank you for having us on Currency Shift. You're dope. I love what you're doing, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on Currency Shift. Follow at Philin' the Brunch. That's at PHILIN the Brunch.
And follow the alumni group, _alumni_group.
All right. Thank you all both for being on the show. That's a wrap.
All right.
Thank you to our sponsor for Season 2, Punto Space. The contemporary raw space combines capacity with intimacy. 4 distinct spaces on 3 levels encompass more than 3,500 square feet. Custom configurations, a state-of-the-art audio-visual system, and full-service support provide endless possibilities for realizing your creative vision. Thank you for joining the conversation. To learn more about Currency Shift, go to currencyshiftnow.com. If you feel as though you fit the criteria as the first, the only, or the disruptive, send us an email, info@currencyshiftnow.com. Until next time, keep pushing, stay motivated, and stay encouraged.